So I wrote an article called "Addicted," and it is about the dangers of technology.
Yeah.
And certainly, I want to be clear to say that technology, in and of itself, is not bad. It
Right.
certainly has a lot of
It's
really
amoral. Is that what
right.
it is? Okay.
We assign its moral value by how we use it,
Okay.
and so what I go in to talking about in the article is that just like everything else that has a good use, it it can have negative implications if we raise it to a an illegitimate place in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So people are addicted to gadgets and technology?
yeah, absolutely.
Like
And
what, for instance?
well, a big one, if you think of social media,
Yeah.
people check Facebook and Twitter constantly, and especially if they've got it sent to their smartphones, then they get updates just as they come, and and even if they're not getting updates, they're usually checking it
I
every
know
other 5 minutes.
some folks won't even look up at you because they're looking at their phone or their
Right.
computer.
There was actually a certain president of a pro-family organization that continually walks into morning devotions looking straight at his cell phone before he acknowledges anybody else. But I won't name any names.
I am shocked to hear this.
Me? Are y'all talking about me? Hey, somebody texts you. What are you supposed to do, right? Look, but yeah, that's an example. Now I get off of it for
Right.
for the just to be clear for the actual devotion. I'm not sitting there staring at my phone, but that's an example. Nick, I didn't know you were going to come on to insult your boss here. That isn't why we invited you on. But anyway, talking to Nicholas Dean. He's in trouble, so I'm calling him Nicholas. Nicholas Dean here. He was interning with us this summer, and he's written a very good story, seriously, about the problems that we're having in society now associated with addiction to technology and gadgets. We all know people can get addicted to alcohol, drugs, pornography, and things like this, but this is a serious issue as well. The other day, Ray and Nick, I was I don't personally do Facebook, okay, but I don't have anything against it. It's a wonderful tool for a lot of people. But there was some fella that I was checking his Facebook page, and this guy was making posts on his Facebook all day long, every 10, 15 minutes, it looked like to me. And I'm serious. And I thought to myself, this poor guy has no life except this.
Right.
Now that's unusual, I know, to be that much into it, but then you got this Twitter that's taken off as
Right.
well.
Well, what's happening is, studies are showing that, this current generation's level of empathy, their ability to relate to others, is dropping dramatically. And what happens is you get these addictions to social media sites, and you said that he has no life outside of that. Well, that's actually very much true. I mean, he posts those things and then wants to get comments or likes on them as a means of affirmation and affirming his identity. And of course, that's an empty way to do that. I mean, that is not an identity.
Well, I found out the guy wasn't married, has no kids. So that's that's one of the
further
things.
evidence. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was, anyway, he didn't like me or what we stood for. So I thought, and he'd written me several things, and I said, well, I'll check out this guy's Facebook page, and I was noticing he was doing this every 15 minutes. Go ahead, Ray.
So Nick, I'm sitting here, I'm listening to you and Tim talk, and I'm in another state away from you, and so while you were talking, Nick, of course, I was checking my Facebook page, right, on my smartphone, because that's just what we do. I mean, I've got my iPad open, my iPhone, I've got my laptop, and I'm talking to you at the same time. How do we know? How do we know when there's, just practically speaking, how do you know when maybe technology has taken over or become too big a part of your life, and what should we be doing about it?
If you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, at the point that it becomes a distraction.
I was afraid that was what you were going to say.
And unfortunately, what you're doing right now, by having all of those screens open and all of those gadgets open, you're literally wiring your brain to be poorer at focusing, and
Are you
and
serious?
giving devoted
Are
attention.
you serious? You know about do you interview people, psychologists or something? How do you know this?
Yeah, my research emphasis is in cognitive science, and
So you get too distracted if you got too many things going on. You can't focus on one thing. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, and so the research studies show that we're changing the synapses in our brain to make them more prone to get quick information, to forget it quickly, and to be poor at relating to others.
Okay, this article is on the AFA Journal website.
Mm-hmm.
AFA Journal website, September edition. Is that posted yet? Do you know?
I don't think so, but it should
Okay.
be up. I would say by the end of this month.
Okay. You wanted to
Not sooner.
anyway. This article you've written is about on gadgets and
Uh-huh.
technology and as Christians too. How should we look at this? So that's what your whole article
Yeah.
is on. What is well, you wanted to mention this before we
Right,
end this interview.
So first article I wrote was about a prayer initiative that the AFA is taking part in, sort of spearheaded by a guy named Warwick Marsh. He's a Christian brother in Australia.
Yeah.
And this prayer initiative starts today. It's called the Billion Souls Revival Prayer Call. A bit of a mouthful, but
Called what?
the Billion Souls Revival Prayer Call.
Okay.
It's starting today and will last through September 14th. That's Yom Kippur. And so it's a 4-point prayer plan.
For Christians around the world.
Right, absolutely.
Okay.
And the points of this prayer plan emphasize worldwide outpouring of the Holy Spirit, a billion people to be saved,
Wow.
an end to abortion, and other aspects of immorality that seem to be just
So
taking over
moral
our world.
revival, people getting born again,
Mhm.
sanctity of life, those
Yeah.
things. Certainly those are right down our alley here
Yeah,
at AFA
absolutely.
and AFR. So where do people go to read about this? Is a Christian brother in Australia who's spearheading
Yeah.
this?
You can
You
go
don't
to
have to join anything, really. You just
No.
have to.
No, you can go to www.billionsoulsrevivalprayercall.org, and that'll give you some more information. They also have daily devotionals during this 40 days of
Okay.
prayer and fasting.
Billion Souls Revival Prayer Call.org. What's the brother's name?
Warwick Marsh.
Tell Brother Warwick he needs to make his website a little longer.
Yeah,
Okay, he's only got 37 letters in there.
right.
Okay, we shoot for 50 around here.
Okay,
Would you tell him that now?
I'll let him know.
So you're off back to school when you start school again?
August 20th.
August 20th, your last year.
Yep.
Packed 4 years into 3.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I
All right,
appreciate it.
Brother Nick, thank you. Our summer intern there, Nicholas Dean, joining us on the program, Today's Issues. You're listening to American Family Radio. We appreciate you listening each and every day to our network, AFR, and for praying for us and for believing in our mission here. And one of the folks who work with us and on our issues and is heard each morning on AFR Talk is our good friend Sandy Rios, heard on Sandy Rios in the morning on AFR Talk, and she